All right, I am live. Yay. Hold up, let me make sure I'm good. All right, can you see me? Let's see here. All right, I think we're good to go. So if you are popping on, let me know what time it is where you're at, what you are doing, because if you're not sleeping, I'm curious to know what you're doing. If you're watching the replay, post replay. But anyways, I don't want to make this too long, but I really want to talk quickly. It's Tuesday. Usually post some sort of a transformation. And I was like, you know, why not get on and talk to you guys about a little bit about my transformation and tell you who I was then and who I am now? Because a lot of times what happens is you guys all see like the before and afters, which is great. I've made a huge physical transformation, but what you may not understand is the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, um, just everything, like the personal growth that myself I've made, not only as a leader, but a mother and just a daughter in Christ. And so I kind of just want to share a little bit about who I was so that you guys can really understand, because that person of who I was does not define who I am today. And I shouldn't be afraid to speak about the things that I have dealt with, the things that I have done, um, or any of that. But I really want you guys to understand and open up, because there's a lot of people that are like, no way, I would have never have known that about you. And they're like, nah. And then I have some people who laugh about like they couldn't believe like this was who I was. But anyways, all right. As you guys are popping on, like I said, let me know what you guys are doing up. Why don't you tell me your the I don't know, let me see here. What's a good question? Tell me something you've learned during this whole crazy experience that we are all dealing with all over the place. And then I'm going to get right into this. And if you think that this is going to be something that could bless someone, you guys can hit watch party. You can share it on your timeline. Those are all things that are wonderful to do. That may help someone else. So anyways, quickly, if you don't know me, my name's Ashton Meyer, obviously pretty basic and simple there. I am a single mom of 4 kids. I run my own business and I am very much into health and fitness. You guys know that. I coach at Orange Theory. We're just getting ready to open back up. I've been a Beachbody coach for 9 years now, and I lost over 100 pounds after having back surgery, because something that really hit me was when I had back surgery. The first thing that popped up in my head was, hey, that was a major surgery. If you die, what are going to happen with your kids? So I told you I'm a single mom of 4 kids right now. All 4 of my kids have different dads. My life that I lived growing up was a gal who started to rebel in her teen years. And, I didn't grow up knowing the Lord or anything like that. I didn't know what Christmas and Easter was about or anything like that. I was someone who was like, hey, where's the next party? Can we go get high? Oh, guess what? We went to high going to cheerleading practice. Diane's probably going to end up watching this, who is our cheerleading coach, being like, oh my goodness. So I'm being raw and real with you. Like, my addictions was, we're going partying and let's get into relationships, because I fed on wanting to feel loved. And I ended up getting kicked out of my high school, sent to an alternative high school, and then got kicked out of my alternative high school and got a little intimidated, okay, really intimidated by my dad. And he was like, you need to go apologize right now. And if my dad's watching, he's gonna be like, you just sounded like me. Yes, because that's Bobby Meyer. Uh, and so I went and apologized, and I ended up going back into school. But guess what? I was pregnant in my senior year. I did end up graduating. I went back. I graduated a quarter early. Like, I completely started to flip around my life once I got pregnant. But of course, throughout the journey and course of my life, it was always trying to fill this void and this need that what I thought I needed. And it was in relationships. And the partying obviously started to die down because I was pregnant. Like, I quit all that stuff. But even as the course of time went, it wasn't something that I really cared about, going out and partying. But there were other addictions. There was food. I started to get into food, like, because when you're pregnant, you're feeding two people. At least I didn't have anyone to tell me that no, that's really not the case. So I ate and ate and ate and ate, and that's when my weight started to blow up. I gained 80 pounds with my first son, and food became an addiction. Laziness, playing games, binging on TV and stuff like that. Those were addictions. And of course, I need someone to love me. That was another addiction, right? So, anyways, fast forward here, went through this. I can't even remember what the whole point behind that was, but that was my past history of everything. And I just want you guys to see that this person who has made so many crazy decisions and choices, and let me tell you, I am far from perfect, far from perfect. I battle and struggle with things all the time, but I'm so thankful and blessed of where my journey has taken me, because I know where to go. So now that the Lord kind of reminded me where I was going back, but I wanted to get healthy and fit after having back surgery because of my kids. I thought that if I died, my two kids were going to get split up, sent off to their dads that were not a part of their lives. And that scared me. So I'm like, I need to do something. I need to be healthy for me and for my kids, because they deserve a mom who's going to be here with them. They deserve a mom who is not afraid to be in a photo, who isn't going to go to the park and be like, all right, kids, you had 5 minutes on the playground. Like, let's go. Because y'all, I pretty much picked up my kids so that we could go outside for maybe 5 minutes, but I really didn't want to be out there. I didn't want to play with them because I had no energy. I was always tired. I was in pain, and I didn't have any confidence. So I didn't want to do all that stuff. But getting out of the house, cool. I got them out of the house, maybe take a couple pictures. We're fine and handy and dandy, and let's go. So that was me. I was someone even before this whole situation too. That was kind of the start of wanting to get healthy and fit. But you know how many times I sat here on Facebook watching people through the news feed and seeing them purchase a house, seeing them get married, seeing them having a family, like their family photos. Like, here's a husband and a wife and their kids, and they all look beautiful and all together. And I'm like, dude, I'm lucky if I can get a picture of my kids where all of them have a straight face. Like, and at that time, there was only 3 kids at that time, but still, it was like I victimized myself so much and envied other people's lives, but yet I wasn't doing a single thing. Like, I was like, why is everybody's life so much better? Why? And if you can relate to me, why don't you show me some hearts or whatever, or say, hey, I totally understand. I get this, because I feel like I'm talking to myself. And if this is not benefiting you, or if this is not blessing you, then I don't need to sit here and talk, because there's other things that I can do. But I felt like the Lord leading me to talk to you guys about this. But I literally sat there and victimized so much. I seriously was like, why is everybody's life so much better? Why is mine like this? Mine is such a crap show. Mine is this. And, but yet, oh, wait a minute. Farm Town, let's play a game. Okay, cool, sweet. And then all of a sudden I'd play Farm Town and I'd do their crops or what, like literally Farm Town. You guys, this is me being raw and real with you. And there was tons of other little games on Facebook that I would play. And then I'd go back to like the news feed and I'd see people's life and I'm like, my life sucks. I'm not doing anything. I'm worthless. I like that's what I thought. But the biggest thing is that I wasn't worthless then. I might have been lazy. I might have been addicted to games, but I wasn't doing anything with my life. And I know personally, because I know the Lord, what was going on supernaturally at that time. I didn't at that time, but the lies that are going to continue to come in and tell you that you're not good enough, that you're worthless, that you can't do this, that you have to have somebody to love you, that you're alone, like all these lies and thoughts that will continuously come up in your head, they're from the enemy. And if you don't know the Lord, that's okay. I'm telling you what I know, but I didn't take action. I didn't take a step. All I did was worry and focus on everybody else. And, the grass is greener where you water it. It's not greener on the other side. You have to water your own plants. You have to take care of your own plants in order for you to see fruit in your life. And so that's when I got healthy and fit. That's when I became a part of the business that I'm in. I've been in it for 9 years. And I don't care what anyone says. It is an MLM and I don't care because I love it. I love helping people. I love what it's done for my life. And we have a ton of girls right now in this amazing group that we are talking about what we do and how it's not this, oh yeah, let's go sell, let's go scam people, let's go shove as many people here, let's build this massive, like I'm gonna be, no, it's not about that. It's because we know what this can do for people is why we're passionate about it and why we offer it to people. But this isn't me trying to tell you a sales pitch either. I know people know how to get a hold of me if they're interested in what I do. I know that they know how to get a hold of me if they want to get healthy or if they want to even see a sneak peek of what I do. Like, y'all can get a hold of me. I'm not worried about that. What I'm trying to show you is how much my life has changed. I want to share that transformation with you. I want you to understand the raw, real, vulnerable moments that I had. I dealt with being homeless. I dealt with a divorce that literally, like, that was that was one of the hardest things that I ever had to go through. And it's really, I know people kind of understand it, but until you know the Lord and the bondage, the bond that he brings between a husband and a wife and what it's supposed to be, you don't understand the ripping apart of it. So anyways, I know each and every single one of you guys are going through crazy times right now. We all are going through crazy times, but I want to let you know that you guys are strong. And the biggest thing behind this is that you guys have the ability to take a step. You have ability to take action in your life. So it doesn't, and this isn't, like I said, this isn't me just talking to you about health. Like, this is not this. This is, if you feel alone, if you feel worthless, if you have addictions in your life as well that you're dealing with, whether it be drugs, whether it be alcohol, whether it be relationships, whether, what, some of you guys are so addicted to seeing how many people like your stuff and comment on your things. Like, you idolize. There's envy. Like, there's so many other things that we all have addictions to that are unhealthy. You could even have an addiction that's a healthy addiction, but it's in an unhealthy manner. So instead of wondering why all this is like this, ask yourself, what can you do to make a change? where do you want to be at? And if you don't know the Lord, there's an amazing prayer that you can say, and you can accept him in your life, and you can DM me, because that wasn't even the purpose of this either. But I really want to read this to you quickly, because we are all going through difficult times. There is something that's called the pruning process. Any of y'all know what the pruning process is? Because if you don't, let me read you this here. Because this is so powerful. And I think I'll just read it to you. So before Jesus went to the cross, he gave a final sermon to his disciples. Right in the middle, he uses a garden metaphor to describe the importance of growing spiritually and drawing strength from him, the true vine. He also says, every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. John 15:2. Jesus was telling the disciples and all Christians that he was settling them apart for a lifestyle of bearing fruit. Their fruit would come as a result of God's intentional pruning. So a wise vine dresser doesn't let his fruit grow wild or on its own. In order to produce the best fruit, he must follow the established rules of pruning by cutting away dead or overgrown branches to encourage growth. Before the grapes can be made into wine, pruning must occur. So y'all, if you like wine, guess what? Some cutting's got to go down, okay? Like the branches in Jesus' story, we are all unique, and our pruning won't look the same. He will prune us differently, but this process we entrusted to him, knowing that he is good and he works in our life. Pruning often happens during our trials because suffering is a prime time for revelation. So anyways, like I said, I wanted to read that to you guys, because right now, with the whole world dealing with the coronavirus, you all may have thoughts and feelings and things, and this is really a perfect time for you to sit down, and instead of thinking about how your life could be like this, and being, as I have been saying the last how many days, like feeling like a pinball machine. You know the pinball machine where the ball hits like the bonus, and then once you get the bonus, it's like 12 balls that come because you're like, cool, sweet. It's not, because trying to manage all of that, like you're trying to make sure that all of them are there, and you can't keep them there. So the thing is that instead of being like that pinball machine, and instead of focusing on all the negative stuff that's going on right now, and being so caught up in how crazy this is, how life is like this, let me bring in fear and anxiety and all these things, because that's what the enemy wants you to do. Ask yourself, what are the blessings that you have right now? What can you change to make your life better? Start to think about these things, because it's not until, y'all, it was one small step in the right direction that led me to the biggest step of my entire life. And as you see, and as you heard in the beginning of the person, the girl who I was, and the numerous addictions I had, and once I went from one addiction, it was to another, and then another, and then this, and the thoughts of feeling worthless and low and alone, and just wanting to live everybody else's life. If I can be where I'm at today, and I still battle and struggle, but I have to go to what he says about me, and I have to remember that I have the ability to take a step, then you guys can too. So that's my story for Transformation Tuesday. I hope it blessed some of you guys. You know, this is where you guys can be open and feel free to speak about the things that you're dealing with. If you're not open to speaking to them live all over your Facebook or down below, you guys have the ability to direct message me. But I love you all. I hope you guys are growing and taking this time to rest, and not necessarily rest, take action. I like to call it a holy hustle, which is an amazing book that you guys can check out too. But a holy hustle, well-rested life, but a hardworking one, right? We need to work hard, but yet understand when we need to rest as well. But I love you all. I hope you guys have a blessed night. Like I said, if this is something that blessed you or you felt like somebody else needs this, please feel free to share it. You can share it in Messenger. You can share it on your Facebook. But I will see you guys soon. Bye.